In this video, I would like to talk about the importance of editing and proofing your document. I recently self-published a book, and in the process, I realized I had to edit and revise and edit and revise and do that numerous times. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the tools and techniques that you have to edit and revise your documents. First of all, it is paramount that you edit and proof your document before you declare it final. Just like when you were in school and you had to rewrite that essay 4 or 5 times to get it right, you have to rewrite books numerous times and edit and make sure that it's good. The first thing that you can do, and you should always do, is spell check. It's very easy to do. First of all, Word automatically puts certain indicators, such as a red squiggly line indicating, hey, there's something wrong with the spelling here. But you can also go up to Tools, Spelling and Grammar, and select Spelling and Grammar. And you can go through and choose whether or not you want to change. You can select the correct word, and you can change. You could change if you have multiple instances. I'm going to go ahead and click Change. It has completed our spell check. I'm going to undo that. And it looks like everything else is perfect here. And it says, here's an example of a few sentences. Do demonstrate the importance of spell checking and proofreading your work. After a long day from writing, it might be necessary to take a break from writing and go get your brakes fixed by a mechanic. So these are a couple of things. Let's see. Spell check, we did that. The next thing is listen to your document. Listen to your document means read out loud. I went to an author visit once with my children, and the author talked about how she had gone to Home Depot and contrived a contraption that allowed her to speak into it, and she could hear her voice isolated in her ears. And she said that that really helped her in editing her documents. In my case, I've noticed that when I read, I sometimes put in what my mind thinks should go there, and it sounds right even though it might not be right. So what I've decided to do is listen to my document by an unbiased source. And what I mean by that is I actually have the computer read the document to me. Oftentimes I'll close my eyes, that way I can focus. And if the computer reads it and something doesn't sound right, then I know, hey, I need to fix this. Now, to have your computer read to you, it's actually pretty simple. If you open your system preferences on a Mac, there are accessibility options. And what accessibility options do is they allow you to do certain things like text to speech. And what text to speech does is it allows the text to speak to you and you can hear it. Let's choose this one here. I can hit play.
Hello, my name is Samantha. I am an American English voice.
Okay, that voice sounds all right. I'm going to go ahead and it tells me down here, speak selected text when the key is pressed. And here's the key. I press Option and Escape. So I'm going to go ahead and select the text, press Option, Escape.
Here is an example of a few sentences to demonstrate the importance of spell checking and proofreading your work. After a long day from writing, it might be necessary to take a break from writing and go get your brakes fixed by a mechanic.
All right, so as I listen to it, it sounds like here's an example of a few sentences do demonstrate. Oh, this doesn't sound right. A few sentences do demonstrate. Maybe I could change that to 2. So I can go back and I can listen to it simply by highlighting, Alt, Escape.
Here is an example of a few sentences to demonstrate the importance of spell checking and proofreading your work. After a long day from writing,
I can press Alt Escape to pause that. And this actually helped me catch quite a few mistakes that in my mind when I read it out loud, I filled in the blank and I said it. But if you have the computer read it, it doesn't fill in the blank. When you are selecting your voice on the computer to read to you, just so you know, not all voices are the same. There's actually some higher quality voices, and the higher quality voices help quite a bit more. For example, if I listen to this one,
most people recognize me by my voice. Most people
versus if I listen to this one,
I sure like being inside this fancy computer.
So this voice here would be much harder for me to listen to if I had Fred read this to me.
Here is an example of a few sentences to demonstrate the.
Okay, so that definitely would be harder to correct. If I choose Alex and listen,
most people.
I'm going to try the same thing.
Here is an example of a few sentences to demonstrate the.
And not only that, you can actually speed it up. If you're good at listening to things quickly, I've heard research that the human can actually process text at 4 times the speed. I can get to about double, but not quite 4 yet. But let's go ahead and listen to this.
Here is an example of a few sentences to demonstrate.
And so you can listen to your text much quicker to see if it is accurate. To get the higher quality voices, go into your system preferences, choose Customize, and in here it'll show you all of the different voices. And you can download these for different languages as well. Now, some of these voices have a box that says Upgrade to Enhanced Quality. That means that they've put a little extra work into the voice. For example, in English, I've already upgraded them, but this voice, Samantha, was one of the upgraded ones, and it usually has you download a little bit more voice. I believe that this was one of the voices as well. So you can download higher quality voices. I did notice that the voices on the Mac are clearer than the voices on a PC. Now, I was using an older version PC, so maybe that has changed, but that's another way that you can check your document is by listening to it. So after you listen to your document, a good thing to do is to have friends and peers review the document. They can read through, they can make corrections, they can help you with it. In another video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can use the review panel to send a document to somebody and have them send it back with reviews and changes. One thing I want to note though, if you're writing a book, have people that are familiar with your genre check it for you. Another tool that you have for checking your document is online resources. I can do Spellcheck here. I can also copy and put this on the internet. First of all, I'm going to spell check this inside of a Google Doc. So I put it inside here. And notice how it found a couple more spelling mistakes. It noticed the checking that Microsoft Word found, but it also noticed after a long day from writing, it might be necessary to take a break from writing and go get your brakes fixed by a mechanic. It looks like the brakes are wrong here. It's the wrong use, so it should be that, and it should be that. So that's another thing you can do is you can have 2 different programs check it. One thing I did notice is with punctuation, there are different style guides that indicate when to put commas. So if you are using different computers to check or different software programs to check, sometimes they might be referencing different style guides. And where one says it's correct and the other says something's incorrect, they might both be correct, just differently. So this is one tool. Another tool that you can use is called Grammarly. They have a free version and a paid version. This is an example of the free version. It goes through and it checks your mistakes. This one actually noticed that here is the wrong word usage of here. It caught our spelling mistake here. It also noticed that after a long day from writing, it should be after a long day of writing. So a long day of writing, and it caught break, but oddly enough, it didn't catch the other breaks. And so that is why the next step is also important. And that's to hire a professional. If you're going to publish or make your document available to everybody, it might be worthwhile to hire a professional. Now, there's not a simple one price, here's how much it is. A lot of places you can go and you can get quotes, and it's usually per word count. They'll tell you how much it costs per word to do the editing, but there's different levels of editing. They could do just simple spell checking and grammar, and just to make sure that's good, that's kind of the lower end of editing. But from there, it goes up to where they change your word choice and they change the sentence structure, and it even goes further to story development. And so hiring a professional varies from everything from a simple edit to helping you really polish and edit that book so that it sounds perfect for what you want it to be. So these are just a few examples of ways that you can edit and proof a document. And I strongly recommend that if you're going to do something like publish a book or self-publish a book, that you go through as many of these, if not all of these different steps in order to get the best polished product. If you are interested in more videos about self-publishing, please follow my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and have a great day.